Welcome to Modern Main Street Podcast. This is the very first episode of this podcast. I'm so excited to be starting this, and I hope you'll stick around because we are going to talk about what it's like modern Main Street marketing today. This episode is titled the 2026 Local Marketing Wake Up Call, and it is titled that for a reason because there are a lot of changes this year. The rules didn't change, but the environment did. And we are going to talk about all of that today. Most local businesses aren't failing at marketing. They are using rules that no longer exist. They don't apply today. So, if marketing feels harder, more expensive, more exhausting than it used to, it's not because you are bad at it. It's because the environment that you're marketing inside of has fundamentally shifted. Okay. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is not a skill problem, it is a context problem. So let's get started. So, first, I want you to know this video is not about tactics. It's not a tactics video. We are going to talk about what's not working today and how to apply it. It's not about a new platform. It's not about a new tool or a new trick. Actually, I don't even like that word trick because trick to me says that you're trying to fool someone. And I've never liked that word. It's not about understanding the environment that you're operating in, because once you understand that, your decisions get easier. Okay. So I work with local businesses every day who are doing everything right and still feel stuck. And we're going to talk about why that is today. So, why does 2026 feel harder? It's because the environment has shifted. The playing field is noisier, it's colder, it's more skeptical, and it seems like everyone is marketing. There's attention saturation. There's so much noise. Everyone is marketing. Every platform is crowded. Customers are filtering aggressively. So your customers are not ignoring you. They are protecting their attention. And there's a difference. There's also today trust erosion. And I know you've probably heard this. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today. In years past, there was a lot of over promising. It was everywhere. It was rampant. There's ads fatigue. If you scroll through some social media platforms, all you see are ads. And there's skepticism towards marketing messages. And that's because many people feel like they have tried it, it didn't work. So people don't assume credibility anymore. It must be earned, and it must be earned repeatedly. Okay. There's also decision fatigue. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of options out there. So people feel like they have too many options. Safer choices many times win. Familiarity beats novelty. So don't try to be cute. Don't try to be creative. Familiarity beats novelty in today's environment. So, what I'm really saying in this message is that marketing did not get harder because people changed. It got harder because everything changed around them. You know, the world is a different place today than it was even 2 years ago. Okay. So there has been a collapse of the quick win. So quick win marketing loses today. Fast tactics used to work. Now they backfire. So what quick wins used to do is they used to create a temporary spike. Notice I said temporary. Short attention loops and novelty driven results. Okay. So that novelty driven results, but why they fail now is because algorithms punish inconsistency. Customers don't trust sudden visibility, and no foundation equals no compounding. So you have to have that compound factor, and that comes with consistency. So quick wins don't build momentum anymore. They create whiplash. Okay. How many times have you tried something that worked and then it completely disappeared? I know I, for one, I've tried that many times in the past. As a marketer, I've tried many of the tactics that are out there, and they work 1 minute and then they disappear. Okay. So why do tactics stop working? They stop working because there's no context. Okay. And what I mean by that is that they're disconnected from a system. If you're just going out there and trying a marketing tactic that works for somebody else, if they're not tied to a system and a process that you have installed in your business, they are more than likely going to fail. Posting does not equal positioning. Ads do not create demand. Content does not equal clarity. Okay? So tactics without context are like pouring water into a bucket with holes. Okay? Y'all know what happens with that. Okay? So here's the real frustration. You're doing the work, you're seeing others succeed, and you feel like you're missing out on something because you feel like you're left behind. You're not missing a tactic, you're missing alignment. You're missing that alignment piece that needs to happen in order for you to succeed in today's environment. So the new competitive advantage is clarity plus consistency. Clarity plus consistency. The winners aren't louder, they're just clearer. Okay? So clarity comes from clear messaging, a clear offer, and a clear next step. Okay? Confused customers don't convert. Clear businesses, they will convert. Consistency is repetition that builds trust. Familiarity lowers the risk for them. Predictability creates safety. And those are all things that are necessary today to win over customers. In 2026, consistency is not boring, it is reassuring. It's reassuring. So, what growing local businesses understand differently is that stable growth comes from thinking differently. Okay. It doesn't come from the same old, same old. Tried that where this worked last year. No, stable growth comes from thinking differently. Okay. Successful local business owners today understand that growth is cumulative. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've had people come to me and they want a quick win or they want unreasonable results. Okay. Growth is cumulative. Marketing is a system, not an event. Okay. It happens over time. Okay. Visibility is not built, but launched. Okay. You have to be consistent. You have to create that familiarity and the trust. So, successful business owners also stop chasing every platform that's out there. They stop chasing every trend and they stop chasing the promise of speed. As I just said, marketing is a process and it happens over time. It doesn't happen overnight. And if I had a quarter for everybody that has wanted unrealistic results overnight, I'd be wealthy by now. But it just doesn't work like that. Every stable local business I see has this in common. They stop chasing tactics and they start building consistency. Okay. So here is a shift I want you to think about today. Shift from doer to strategic owner. Growth accelerates when your identity changes. Okay. If you're in there doing all the things, I want you to step back from that and be a strategic business owner and look at your strategy. Okay. Your old identity, I just need to try harder. I'll figure marketing out when things slow down, and reactive decisions. That's not going to work in today's environment. But building systems, making fewer but better decisions, and having strategic patience with what you are doing is what is going to work today. Marketing starts working when it's no longer living in your head. People act in alignment with who they believe they are. So you need to be that strategic owner and stop being the doer. So you will act in accordance to that. So I want to end with this today as a thought. You don't need to do more. I want you to know you do not need to do more. I know you guys are overwhelmed. You have so much that you're doing already. You don't need to do more. And you don't need to be everywhere. You need to understand the environment and build for the environment that you're in now, which is a lot different than it was just a few years ago. So, this is exactly the kind of thinking I'm teaching inside of the local growth hub, not tactics, but frameworks that make the tactics work. So if you are interested in joining the local growth hub, I'd love to have you there. It is a free community right now for the first 100 local business owners, and I am helping them over there rethink their marketing for this new season that we're in because it is not the same as it was even last year. So I would love to have you guys there. Thank you guys for joining me on this first episode of Modern Main Street. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you'll join me again. It's end of episode 1.